Hey, family. Welcome back to Friday Feels. I'm Dominique Bishop, and today we're going to talk about something that I think is incredibly important but often overlooked: the feeling of not meeting your own expectations, but giving yourself grace when you don't meet those expectations. We all set expectations for ourselves, whether it's in our careers, our relationships, or our personal growth. We dream big, set goals, and strive to be the best versions of ourselves. And that's great. Ambition and self improvement are powerful motivators. But what happens when we fall short? When we don't quite hit that mark we set for ourselves? That's what I want to briefly discuss today. I struggle with this from time to time. I have a tendency to get down on myself if I haven't met a goal that I set, or sometimes I think that I should be further along in life than I am. I'll start to dwell on the negative and start to think about all the things that I should have done or could have done. But then I get control of my thoughts. I reel myself in and begin to dwell on the positives in my life. Instead of thinking about what I should have done, I think about how far I've actually come. It's natural to be disappointed when things don't go as planned, especially when it feels like we're letting ourselves down. Maybe you didn't hit that work deadline, or you skipped the workout, or like me, you think you should be further along in life. And in these moments, it's so easy to spiral into self criticism. That little voice in your head that says, you should have done better, or why can't you just get it together? But here's the thing: that voice is not your friend. It's a reflection of the pressure we put on ourselves, the unrealistic expectations we often set, and a belief that we must always be perfect or productive or progressing. First, let's address the elephant in the room: perfection. Perfection is an illusion. It's this unattainable standard that we often chase, thinking that if we just reach it, we'll be happy, successful, and fulfilled. But in reality, perception doesn't exist. We're human, and part of being human means making mistakes, stumbling, and sometimes not hitting the goals we set. What we need to remember is that perfection isn't the goal, progress is. And progress doesn't happen in a straight line. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it's filled with highs and lows. Giving yourself grace means accepting the progress comes with setbacks and that those setbacks are part of the journey. Let's talk about self compassion. We're often our own harshest critics, but what if we treated ourselves with the same kindness we offer a friend in a similar situation? Think about it. If a friend came to you feeling down because they didn't meet a goal, would you berate them? Of course not. You likely offer words of encouragement, remind them of their worth, and help them see the bigger picture. Why don't we do that to ourselves? Self compassion is about recognizing that it's okay to be imperfect, to fail, to fall short. It's about understanding that these moments don't define us, but just a part of our story. When we give ourselves grace, we're acknowledging our humanity and choosing to be kind to ourselves, even when we feel like we don't deserve it. Let's talk about success. Often we define success in narrow terms, hitting specific goals or achieving certain outcomes. But success can be so much more than that. Success can be about the effort you put in, the lessons you learn along the way, and the resilience you build in the face of challenges. Giving yourself grace means redefining success on your own terms. It means recognizing that success isn't always about reaching the destination. It's also about the journey, the growth, and the experiences you gain along the way. It's about acknowledging that even if you didn't meet your own expectations, you still showed up. You still tried. And that in itself is something to be proud of. When you don't meet your expectations, instead of focusing on what went wrong, try to see it as a learning opportunity. Ask yourself, what can I take away from this experience? How can I use this to grow? Maybe you need to adjust your expectations, or maybe you need to be more patient with yourself. Whatever it is, use it as fuel for your next step rather than a reason to beat yourself up. Finally, remember that life is a process. It's not about ticking off a checklist of achievements, but about living, learning, and evolving. There will be days when you feel on top of the world and days when you don't. And that's okay, it's normal. The key is to embrace the process, to give yourself grace when things don't go as planned, and to keep moving forward with kindness and compassion towards yourself. So, to end Friday Feels, I want to leave you with this thought: you are enough just as you are. You are worthy of grace, of forgiveness, of understanding, even when you fall short of your own expectations. Life is a journey, and it's one that's meant to be experienced with all of its ups and downs. Give yourself the space to be human, to make mistakes, and to grow. And most importantly, give yourself grace along the way. If today's discussion resonated with you, I encourage you to share it with someone who might need a reminder to be kinder to themselves. As always, your crown may be tilted, but never ever let it fall. Peace and love.